Alright, here we are at our 1995 Ford Bronco. It's Eddie Bauer. It's got just under 175,000 original miles. Always been a Washington truck. Beautiful original paint and body. No rust. It's called, the red is current red metallic clear coat. And then the bottom is light saddle, which is like, you know, the Eddie Bauer gold. Really nice body. Beautiful interior. This truck will be going at no reserve, and it's pretty much fully loaded. It's got leather interior, the 5.8. So we'll go ahead and get into some of the wear and tear here. The headlights are nice and clear. There's no condensation or fogging or anything going on this light. Nice color. You do have a little bit of what some people call like peppering or stone chipping along here. And it's weird how Ford painted the two-tone trucks. They always painted, so the Bronco would be completely painted in gold first, and then the main colors put on. Same with like, you see the two tones with the stripe in the middle. They always did the lesser color first, which I never understood, because anytime you get a stone chip, it shows the other color underneath, which makes it stick out a little bit more than normal. But you will get this peppering along the front, kind of your normal stuff. Just those tiny ones. A little bit of condensation in this light here, so it might just be the ring inside there. Got a little the peppering on the front chrome grille from some stone chipping. Front bumper's really nice. All the moldings are nice and black. Down below, the valance has never been curbed. Nice depth on the chrome. Even the stuff that does have some chipping and stuff, it doesn't have that foggy look. It's still got nice chrome depth, kind of like a mirror. Along the hood, like I was talking about before, you know, you'll see there's some stone chips. I mean, this paint's really shiny and reflective, so I'm going to try to point out everything. But it does have, you know, a decent number. So if you really want a perfect Bronco, you could maybe just have the hood reblasted if it drives you nuts. But I love originality. There's no paint lifting. This is a real common area for clear coat or paint to lift because it gets beat down from the front window. The wind does. Now the hood, the panel, like all the alignment, all the body gaps are excellent, except for the hood is a little tight right here compared to over here. But I'll show you underneath, none of the bolts have ever been messed with. As soon as you put a socket on one of the bolts, it knocks off the paint, and you can tell something's been adjusted. So I had it up at the Ford dealer, Bickford Ford here in town, and they said that, you know, probably just never been adjusted, but some of the panels did kind of come that way. Oh yeah, good, thank you. Somebody was just checking to make sure I wasn't broke down. But a little chip there, a couple little chips there, little thin scratch. All the rubbers around here are in nice shape. Both of the window Phelps on the inside are in nice shape. No hairline cracking. You can see in the rain gutters, it's just really nice paint. Little scratching there. Gonna get you kind of like your door edge chips, you know, you will see those. Most of the stuff you see on this thing is just kind of like your normal expected wear and tear, but you know, definitely far less for a truck that's almost 22 years old. Get that chip there. Tiny little chips. He does have a few of these little guys right there. Right there. The worst of the chipping is right here on the fender. You got some pretty good sized chips. That's all the way down to the metal. And then you do have this peppering from the tire, you can see. It's got the matching fiberglass steps, which are a great option because they just look killer on these Broncos, and they have 150s. No cracking. Usually you have a pretty good amount of wear here, and I can see it has been touched up just on this step. Very little wear and tear here. You know, no paint blistering, bubbling, nothing like that. Again, another chip there shows that gold underneath. And again, you can't get these stripes anywhere. It's a single stripe. People will try to replace them and stack stripes on top of each other. It just can't be done. There's no overspray or taping done on any of them, so you know there's no body work done. On the driver's door and the fender, there has been, I believe it looks like there may have been a repaint at some time somewhere along here. All the original stripe is still there, but it looks like there may have been some fading in. And when I pop open the driver's door, I can kind of see where it was maybe taped off or something. But the rest of it is original paint. From here up, you know, quarter panel all the way around the other side is original. So make note of that if that's something that might bother you. Got a chip there. Small scratch, small scratch. Top has never been off, so the top is in excellent shape. It's not faded. No damage on the sides, not cracked. All the rubbers are really nice. All the glass is original except for the front windshield has been replaced. You can see that. You can see just a little bit of chipping down below. A little chip in the pinstriping. It's nice and clean in here, but again, if it's been repainted, you would see overspray or taping on the gas door because they never really, you know, go to that extent to paint inside the gas door. So I'll wrap it around to the back here. Got a little scratch in the tail light, tiny bit of condensation there. But the cool thing about these Broncos and the F-150s, you can get all of these tail lights and headlights and stuff brand new for really pretty affordable. But I don't think this is in need of that by any means. You do have some loading scratches on the top, and the rubber is pretty dry rotted, which is really common for these Broncos. And it's put some vertical kind of surface scratches in the back window. I can't really get it in the video, but you can kind of see it a little bit. You can't feel it either, so it's got the rear defroster that works. But again, I'll take you real slow here. You just have, you know, more than I could go through and count, just tiny little scratches. You know, people roll the back window down, put boxes and stuff on and slide them in, suitcases. It looks like they did back into something though. Bumper's in really nice shape. There's no damage to any of the chrome or anything, but there is in the rubber, a little damage there. And then you'll see it's a pretty fresh one just right below there. So again, if you're a perfectionist and it drives you crazy, the fortunate part is you can, body shop can take off this aluminum piece and just do this bottom area, and you really won't be able to tell because the rest will be original. Or if you want to do the whole tailgate, if the top bothers you too. But really cool. It's got the original rear tire cover. It does have the exterior tire carrier, so if you swing it open too hard or you don't latch it and go down the road, you can get some damage sometimes. And this kind of does have a very soft indent right here, probably hyperextended. I'm going to put a little crack in the paint. It also did a little bit down here. It's really hard to see. I mean, you look at it, you know, I'm pretty close, maybe 2 feet, 1.5 feet the most, and you got to be at the right angle. You go over here, you know, and you can't even really tell. You really got to be pointed out to you. So again, there's no blistering on either side. You'll have paint breakaway here sometimes. There's no hairline scratches. And then the A or B pillars, really nice condition. Again, this side's all original paint. I'll scratch it. And I'm not too sure what has happened on the passenger side there, but it's really hard to see. But I just want to point everything out. Nice looking door felt. Nice looking rubbers. Got a little chipping up there, kind of a strange area for it. Little marks there. Again, both sides you will have a little entry key wear, real minor stuff. Again, you get real close. I mean, I got the camera about, you know, anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches from here to see all these little kind of peppering on that high body mark. You know, if the body line was flat, you wouldn't get it, but the way these body lines come out, you get a little bit of wear. Same along the steps, you get a little fading and some wear. So these are just killer steps. Yeah, you got some weird chipping here, which is kind of weird. I don't know if maybe they had something, because this area is chipping and then chip here is, I wonder if they had like a strap or something going on and it came loose. But again, I'll show you all the bolts inside. They haven't been messed with. It's got the Alcoa wheels all the way around. Tires are like new. It's got new brakes, but I'll go over all that in the driving video. And the wheels do have some aging in the clear coat, but still look nice. I'll take you to the hood, but the cowl's in nice shape. It's not dented down, but you do get your chips. You got, you know, quite a few. And then you have some little, there you can see it perfect, like some little tree sap that dried on there. in about 3 spots. Take you to the inside. Again, the dog legs and rockers, just excellent condition. No door sag issues. You can see, I'll show you the bolts there. You can see there's never been a tool on them. It's still got all its original 3-piece floor mats, which is really cool to see. Interior is just an exceptional condition. I mean, you take away the mats and the carpets is perfect. It's got the original mat in the rear too. You know, no problem with the armrests. A lot of times those are broken. Really nice looking leather interior. The dash is perfect except for this random weird little screw that got put in there, but there's no cracking. I mean, really crisp Eddie Bauer trim. The silver isn't faded out at all. Still got its original books. You know, it's got a little bit of touch-up paint too, so that's what's making me think at some point it's all dried out, so it's definitely old. Perfect looking door panels, no cracking or rips in the leather. It's just a little faded on the writing. But look at that, it's always cool to see this. And then, you know, the anodized is still nice and shiny and bright. It's kind of how you always tell they're really clean. No cracking. Again, the carpets are in just phenomenal condition. Still got the original mats. The rear seat comes out if you want to. All the plastic trim is there. It's got the compass and the thermometer. No non-smoker. Headliner and visors is perfect. Got the rear pouch. Those little indents right there are just from the seat being folded on the back, and those are from the seat belt, and after it's been up for a while and certain times it'll flatten back out. This is a pretty common deal if you know Broncos. This just kind of pulls it down a little bit. Just needs to be reattached up there. You can just pin it up with your fingers, but I did it, and then after driving about 20 miles it popped down, so I probably should have done a little better job. Take you around here to the driver's side. Really nice condition. And the steering wheel's just got a little bit of wear, not real wear in the material, still nice and smooth and shiny, but still some little indents in the, from where grabbing it, kind of like this, but still feels real nice. The driver's side, of course, is going to have any of the most wear, so you have a little bit of wear there. Little spot there. A little smudge there, but a lot of times these are just busted up. So obviously somebody kept them conditioned. Got the rear mat has got some wear in it, but the carpets underneath are in great shape, but you do got the footwear there. But it's just cool to see these here after this many years. Floor mats just real common to get tossed out. Nice looking door panel. Again, just a little bit of fading on the writing. Got your decal there. No cracks. You still got the little cup holders, and then the rear seat does have a little marking. You can see it right there from I think maybe the seat belt or something, but that should probably clean out. But so I'll go ahead and pop the hood, and still got the original key fob. The keyless entry still works. This thing does not have the so you see it fires up, all the lights go out and everything. It does not have the rear key, so you got to use the switch. But a locksmith can get that made for pretty cheap. It's usually about 35 bucks. In all honesty, I would have got it done, but I kind of just forgot about it. You can see, really clean. Like I was talking about, all the anodized pieces are still nice and shiny, which is, you know, with me, a lot of this stuff is just kind of fading, just really ugly. To see it still have that bright, you know, factory look to it. All this stuff is just, that always lets me know it was really well taken care of. I mean, you look at the nuts are nice and shiny, no rust, and you'll see that little damaged area there. Back carpet is, I mean, a lot of times this thing is stained up. This is just perfect. I mean, the plastic trim is in excellent shape. So I'll go ahead and take you around the front, get her warmed up and do the driving video. But you know, besides maybe a little bit of paint work that was done on it and these little chips, I mean, this thing is just in amazing condition. Nice clean underside. But again, I'll show you these bolts. You know, when you put a wrench on that and crack it open, the paint chips off. There is a, you know, maybe this one has been adjusted out a little bit, but the hood hasn't been here. But this one, obviously, I missed this before, but obviously showing where the washers was, this one may have been adjusted. But you know, these trucks, you know, 22 years old, you can go over and top them, and you know, without them being able to talk to you, you don't know 100%. So keep that in mind. And I mean, it's just a beautiful current red Eddie Bauer Bronco. It's going at no reserve. Hard to find truck nowadays.